We return now with more on our Crime Watch Daily mystery, Lost in Paradise. Barbara Struncova was living the good life in Costa Rica when suddenly she went missing. And as we found out, someone else very close to Barbara was about to disappear as well. Barbara Strunkova's disappearance on December 5th, 2010 confused many in the tight-knit community of Tamarindo, Costa Rica.
It didn't sit right. It didn't feel right at all.
As our Crime Watch Daily investigation discovered, there were holes in Bill's claim that he and Barbara had a fight before she ran away in the middle of the night.
No one heard anything. None of the roommates heard any noises.
I know she would at least send me a text message or say, hey, I'm taking a little time off, I'm going away or something. It was not like her just to go.
Bill told some that Barbara took off to the Caribbean, others that she went to Panama.
Everyone I talked to was telling a different story about where Barbara was and what happened.
2 days later, I received a call from Barbara's uncle. He was just, hey, where's Barbara? Did you know anything about Barbara? I said, man, I don't know, ask Bill.
Friends soon discovered something else.
Barbara could not leave out of the country without taking her passport, without taking her credit card and bank cards.
Her passport was in the safe in the upstairs room.
Nobody would be traveling around in this country without access to money. Impossible.
None of this makes sense. Where's Barbara? She's not in touch with the family. She's not speaking to anyone. What's going on?
Only 11 days after Barbara vanished, Tamarindo was rocked by another mysterious disappearance.
I was the last one to see Bill Ulmer.
Disappeared, basically. You know, one day he was there, next day he was gone.
I saw him literally right before he hopped on a bus to San Jose.
Even more troubling, Bill left the country traveling on his brother's passport.
In that moment, something told me like, hey, it is something wrong here.
When Bill fled to the US, the roommates went into their room and we saw saran wrap, duct tape, hammer, a gun. All of her stuff was there.
That was when I started kind of getting more involved in actually investigating it.
Assuming the role of amateur detectives, Barbara's friends first questioned the group of Czech tourists she'd been partying with the night she disappeared.
They did take her home because she didn't have a car. They dropped her off in front of the house and they saw her. They watched her walk through the door.
Then there was Bill's behavior the next day.
Bill started acting really strangely. He started locking his door. He was staying in his room the whole time after Barbara had left.
When he did emerge, the lovesick surfer made some curious purchases.
Bill purchased a longboard surfboard bag from our roommates at their shop.
They call it a coffin bag, ironically.
He said, I need it for the Czech people because they are going to be packing their surfboards in there to take them home with them. So they sold him the bag. I reached out to the surf instructor and I asked him, hey, did you guys purchase any kind of oversized bag through Bill from the shop? They said no, they didn't buy any bags.
That raised another red flag. If Bill was broke, where did he get the money to buy the bag? After Barbara disappeared, bank records show $3,000 also disappeared from her account.
He was actually caught on the cameras using her bank card to get the money out of the bank.
Authorities will not release those video recordings, and Bill Ulmer has never been charged with stealing money from Barbara. But friends are also now suspicious about that trip Bill took to go find Barbara 2 days after she dumped him.
When Bill did borrow that car, someone actually had seen him in Marbella Beach, which is a few beaches down from Tamarindo. And someone said they had seen him there with the borrowed car. However, there was no surfboards. He wasn't out there surfing. He was sitting in the car at the beach.
The surfboard bag was never seen again.
And finally, they discovered something even more damning.
My roommates told me he came home with a bunch of cleaning supplies, which was strange because Bill never cleaned anything in the house. He always left a mess, so there was no reason for him to have a thing of cleaning supplies, especially when we have maids that cleaned every week.
Armed with these incriminating details, Barbara's friends called local authorities who sent agents from the OIJ, Costa Rica's FBI. What they uncovered confirmed everyone's worst fear.
They did do a thorough investigation of the house. I know they brought their best forensics team in. They found blood evidence.
What surprised me was seeing all the blood that was on the floor all the way around the house that we couldn't see with our own eyes. I mean, it looked like someone had a wet bag of something and drug it around the pool and out of the house.
Had Bill been in country, I believe they would have apprehended him and questioned him extensively, but he was able to get out of the country.
Even worse, without a body, the OIJ says they can't bring murder charges.
We feel helpless, you know, I felt helpless.
That's when Matty reached out to his old surfing buddy, Pat McNulty, who was working as a detective in Providence, Rhode Island.
Shortly after I got this information, I didn't believe that she was missing. I believed that she was deceased. Do I know that Bill Ulmer did that? No, I don't. Do I suspect that there might be that? Yes, I do.
Bill Ulmer has never been charged, but Barbara's friends have their theories.
What I think happened is she walked in, they got into huge disagreement, and he just killed her. He killed her.
It was a day or two until he actually borrowed a car to go look for her.
I think he waited till late at night and put her in the board bag, put her in the car, and deposited the body somewhere.
He knew back roads to different rivers and things like that, and there are plenty of crocodiles. I'm sure he knew a place to dispose of a body.
All of us got together and we went to look for the body, for the surfboard bag. We went to look in many different places, in the jungles. But they told me basically, with the type of weather conditions that we have here, anything, the animals, the wildlife, the humidity, the salt air, the human body would disappear within a couple of weeks. And it was well after 2 weeks.
So where is Bill Ulmer? You won't believe where Crime Watch Daily found him when we come back.